Okay, guys, here we go. Last chapter of the Sasquatch Escapes. Chapter 22, the best story ever. Do you think we should go into the forest and check on Mrs. Mulberry and Victoria? Ben asked. I guess so, Pearl said. They hurried across the road and were just about to head up the forest path when a horn honked and a blue and white patrol car pulled up alongside. The darkened window rolled down and Officer Millie stuck her head out. Hiya, Pearl. Hiya, Ben. What are the two of you up to? Nothing, said Pearl. Nothing, said Ben. Ben's reflection stared back at him in Officer Millie's sunglasses. He looked exactly the same as he did when he had gotten up that morning, but he had just had the most amazing adventure of his life. Shouldn't he sort of look different? Officer Millie stared over the rims of her glasses. It's been a rather strange morning. A stray dog got loose in the senior center and made a real mess, but no one got hurt. The two of you wouldn't happen to know anything about it, would you? No, Pearl and Ben said together. And what about the net that was left in the forest? You wouldn't know anything about that either. Nope, said Pearl and Ben again. Well, Mrs. Mulberry and Victoria Mulberry got tangled in the net. They're okay. No harm done. Officer Millie pointed to the rolled-up paper in Pearl's hand. What you got there? We got jobs at the worm hospital, Pearl said. We're going to work on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays all summer long. What exactly do you do at a worm hospital? Feed worms, said Ben. And, take them for walks, said Pearl. And give them baths, said Ben. Stuff like that. All summer long, huh? Officer Millie chuckled. Well, it sounds like it will keep the two of you out of trouble. Come on, I'll give you both a ride home. Pearl and Ben climbed into the back seat, and as they rode to Pine Street, Ben might have been thrilled about riding in the back of the police car, but his brain was flooded with images. The dragon swooping between clouds, the hatchling dangling from Barnaby's mouth, the Sasquatch eating butterscotch pudding, and of course, the tail poking out from Mr. Tabby's vest. All of those things were way better than any story Ben had ever told. How come you two are so quiet? Officer Millie asked. You got some secrets? Ben smiled at Pearl, and Pearl smiled back. Grandpa Abe was still at the senior center when Ben arrived at his house. Barnaby was waiting beneath the bird feeder, swatting at chickadees. Once inside, Ben opened his sock drawer and tucked the Sasquatch catching certificate in the back. Monday couldn't arrive fast enough. What would happen at Dr. Wu's secret hospital? Perhaps he would learn why the doctor had been covered in fairy dust, or what eats kiwi-flavored jelly beans, or perhaps he would find where the imaginary world was. Or maybe he'd actually go there. He scooped Snooze out of the cage and cradled him in his hands. I think it's going to be a great summer, he said. Snooze stared up at Ben with beady black eyes, and then he curled into a ball and fell back asleep. Ben tucked Snooze back into the nest and closed the cage. Life is simple in a plastic rectangle where nothing changes. But sometimes change is just what life needs. Sometimes change is a very good thing. Ben smiled, and then he headed into the kitchen to do the dishes. And there are the two certificates for Sasquatch catching. And that is officially the end of the book, The Sasquatch Escape. Now, if you liked The Sasquatch Escape, then stay tuned because our next story is The Lonely Lake Monster. See you later.